What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So in today's video, we're going to be doing the playthrough of Treasure Map Rob Lucci. Obviously, you can see the points there. I'm already over 2 million points. I've done my 2 rare recruit tickets already. I have to go and farm for the reds now, of course. I already have Lucci fully maxed out as well. We just finished the stream off, and it was a good stream. We were able to get, obviously, over to 1 million points. Got him fully maxed out, looking good. So, unfortunately, this time around, the Treasure Map unit himself really isn't amazing, in my opinion. They could have done so much more to make him so much more worth like farming for. And that's one of the things, because this treasure map is very difficult compared to a lot of other global treasure maps, and on top of the fact of this unit being not as desirable as some of the other previous treasure map characters, it's definitely disheartened a lot of players, and that's understandably so. I mean, this unit really could have been a lot better than what he already does. Just the main component that I'm not a big fan of is his special ability. You have to be at full HP or above 99%. There's conflicting factors there, but either way, you have to be pretty much at full HP when you use his special in order to get 3 turns of ore boost and the ore block. If you're not at full HP, all you get is a 20% health cut to one enemy. So it's not the best special in the game. Could have been a lot better. Another thing is, as well, look at his limit break abilities. Both of them are defense ones, which is not good. His captain ability also is pretty meh. Zero recovery is not the best. Just a lot of things on top of each other here just stack up for this treasure map being just awful. But in this video today, I'm showing you guys the teams that I will be using throughout this treasure map. Now, one of my teams have actually changed completely from my actual team breakdown video, if you guys would have seen that one already. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Also, another thing as well is that now that the treasure map is live and we're able to play it, we'll be able to break down the Kirby Intrusion battle, which we actually weren't able to understand what he actually did before. Also, you can see here a new feature with this treasure map. Every 5 nav levels, so nav level 5, 10, 15, etc., you'll get this secret map where you can choose different pathways, whether you want points, whether you want to take down the mini bosses, or whether you want rainbow chests. I would suggest you always go for the mini bosses, honestly, because this map is very difficult, and I think for a lot of players that might struggle, taking down the bosses in the mid map will help you out so much. So of course we are going to be taking down Kirby as well. In this video we will be going through the mid map as well to fight all the bosses before the battle rush. So that's what we'll be doing here. So limited rare recruit Kirby is the actual boss for the intrusion battle this time around, and because he is a global exclusive intrusion, this intrusion battle was not on the JP version of the game. It's actually very easy. I'm going to go for the cooldowns because for one of my teams I do have to stall for like 1 turn, so I'd rather just not do that. But anyway, yeah, it's very easy. Like, you shouldn't be too scared of the Kirby fight. He is very easy to beat. Oh, we do get a rainbow chest there. What do we get? Okay, we get a large potion. I'll take that. Yeah, we take those. But yeah, Kirby's very easy, which is good. So the team that I will be using against Kirby, I'm just going to be stacking all of my top point boosters against him. So I'm going to use Neptune to find a Neptune friend captain. If I have a Mjol's Guard, I'd rather use that if there's any available, and it doesn't look like any Mjol's Guards are here. So we're going to grab one of them with some sockets. Yeah, let's go ahead and use this. All right, so let's go ahead and switch over to this team. So this team obviously is just jam-packing my highest point boost as possible, and that's what I would suggest to you guys as well, because Kirby doesn't really do that much, and he doesn't have any special interrupts from what I've seen so far. He's very easy. So on stage 1, of course, we get all of our cooldowns reduced. So I believe it's everyone. It doesn't say specifically which classes will get their cooldowns reduced, so I assume it's all classes will get their cooldowns reduced, which is good. And it's just simple stages for the first 2 stages. Just make sure to kill them, don't take too much damage, and then we can move our way to Kirby. Now the good thing here, as I said, you know, the global exclusive intrusion battles, they are very weak for some reason. I don't really understand why they make them so weak, but I mean, I'm all down for it, because for the majority of players that kind of struggle with treasure map or don't really have the time or the will to go for treasure map farming, it's nice that the boss is actually very easy, so that's nice. So Kirby, his preemptive attack will cut your health in half, and he shuffles your orbs. That's it. That's literally it. That's all he does. Now, from what I've seen, and yes, this would be confirmed now, he will shuffle your orbs to Dex and Int orbs, but we're going to use Bello Betty special to just shuffle them to some beneficial slots for our team. We're also going to go ahead and use the switch effect of Sabo Koala. And then from this, like, that's enough. Like, he doesn't have that much HP, as you can see here. Look, boom. Boom, there we go. This is nav level 10, and he has, you know, around 600,000 HP, give or take, you know. So he's not really that, threatening, so you don't have to worry about that too much. So let's go ahead and progress in the map, and we'll take on our first boss. So the first boss that we're going to be taking on is going to be the encounter versus Charlos. So against Charlos, if you guys would have seen my video where I break down all of these treasure map bosses, I suggest, highly suggest, to bring double treasure map Jack to this fight. And you'll understand why we suggest that once we get to the final boss stage. Okay, so final boss stage against Charlos, and this is the reason why Treasure Map Jack is really good for this fight. Now you can see he's surrounded by a couple of mobs, which is fine, but he puts up a barrier. Now this barrier is just absolutely ridiculous. You need specific colored orbs in order to break through it, and you need 2 of them, so it's really not that fun. So we can just use the Treasure Map Jack special ability to deal lots of damage towards him, obviously because the more enemies that are on the enemy side of the field, the more damage his special will do. So 1.1 million damage, and obviously if that doesn't kill, we got a secondary Jack, so that's going to be enough, and we can use the Raid Fuji special ability to just do a lot of AoE damage towards the mobs and get rid of them. So this stage is very easy, especially with Jack. If you don't own Jack yourself, I mean, you could find a friend captain or use some tickets to purchase 1 copy of him to enable you to find friend captains easier. A lot of people will have Jack up during this treasure map, so that's not really going to be that much of an issue. So now we can go ahead and progress on. How many points do we actually get from that? I didn't actually see how much of a multiplier my team was. I only really care about the final boss stage, so 5 times is not too bad, especially with the treasure bird as well. So the next one you can see here is St. Roswald. St. Roswald is also pretty easy. This is like one that you really won't have to worry too much about. So we're going to be using a full strength team against him, and that's very important to build a team that's predominantly strength, because you'll see on the final boss stage there's a really annoying debuff that you'll have to get around. So we've made it to stage 7 against Roswald. So Roswald's interesting because Kuma is also here as well. Kuma actually does have more HP than Roswald, so that's something you have to note as well. You can see that with his preemptive attack that you will be target locked towards Kuma, and you see there that there is a defensive shield, so any character that attacks them that is not a strength unit does significantly less damage. So as I said before, you want to be building a team mainly of strength units. Now you can see that our captains do get binded for 5 turns, so this is where we can use this Strength Leo that was available on Extra Island to remove that bind. And this is a mid-map boss, so we probably don't even need to activate any more specials, but we're going to go ahead and use the Akanu special to give us a full board of orbs as well as a 2x attack boost to our team. And with this in mind, that is way more than enough damage in order to take them down. So this stage is very easy. If you don't have a Akainu, you can definitely use, like, Coliseum Neko is a 2.5 times strength captain. You could use him as a captain with a friend Akainu. That's going to be more than enough damage to take him down for a pretty long time. So Roswald's very easy. So the next boss is against Fujitora. Now, I've talked about this extensively, especially in my preparation video. Fujitora is the most annoying of all of these bosses, and it's the one that I think a lot of people will struggle with. Now, the team that I am using is definitely not the one that I suggested in the preparation video or in my team build video. This team is completely different, and of course, it's not the highest point boosting team ever, but it deals with Fujitora so easily. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, the main component about the Fujitora boss and why it is so difficult is on stage 1, you'll see a preemptive attack get activated, and it makes Dex, Psi, and Int slots negative for your entire team for 98 turns. So that's not really that nice. But the way that we're getting around this is we have the switch ability of the Smoothie and Oven to just KO everything every single turn. So that makes it, you know, a lot easier getting through this. Important components for this team. Now, Robin is very key here because she's able to rewind all of our special cooldowns, especially because we have a certain support character attached to her. The Int Rare Recruit Crocodile is able to reduce our Robin cooldown on the final boss stage, so we can completely get around the special rewind. Also, Coliseum Morley is not boosted on this team, but he has a special ability that removes the defensive effects of Fujitora with his resilience and his damage threshold, so that's really good. And we also have Raid Big Mom, which is our massive damage dealer here. You can see the amount of HP that we have, especially with the Blackbeard ship as well. We can go ahead and activate the Big Mom special on the final boss stage after we remove his defensive effects to just wipe the floor with him. Shout out to Game Freak on my Twitch stream, who was actually the one who suggested this team to me. It was much better than the Neko and Inu team that I was using, this team is way faster and is just more fun to use, honestly. So now that we've made it through all these 6 mini-boss stages, let's make it to the final boss. We've got Fujitora. As we said, there's lots of different things here. He actually paralyzes our captain as well. You can see that there's Threshold, Resilience, just all annoying stuff. So you saw that the Crocodile support unit came up there. That means that we can go ahead and use the Robin special, lower everyone's cooldowns, use Morley to remove the Resilience and the Threshold on Fujitora, and now we can use the Big Mom special, which does a lot of damage based on how much HP we have, and because she has double special activation, even if that didn't kill, we could use it again. So this team's going to work for a pretty long time. Even on like the actual final boss battle rush, this team will work really well. So, no problems there against Fujitora with the V2 Kuzan team. You don't have to have V2 Kuzan as the captain, you could replace it with whatever you want. It's just easier to use him because he boosts pretty much everyone on the team, which is good. And the final of these miniature bosses, before we reach Lucci himself, is Stussy. Now, Stussy is actually very easy as well. As I said in my preparation video, hopefully you guys watch that, Shanks and Ben Beckman dual unit just wipes the floor with this stage. Another unit that's quite key on top of Shanks and Ben Beckman is this character right here. If you have him, put that character in this same position on your crew, because it just makes it a lot easier. Another character that's important as well, you don't have to run this, but it makes it a lot easier on the final boss stage, is this support Corazon we've got attached to Luffy and Law. You can put another Law character on this team and then just attach the Corazon to it, if you have it, of course. If you don't, it's not a big issue though, and we'll go ahead and make our way to the final boss stage and we'll explain how this team works. So now we've cleared all of these boss rooms, now we move on to stage 7. Now with stage 7 we can see Stussy will go ahead and paralyze our crew for 1 turn. Also, these same characters will be binded every single time, so top left, middle, top right, middle left, and then bottom right. And with the support ability of Corazon, he unbinds and unparalyzes our entire team. Now, if you don't have that Corazon, it is still okay. You could use the switch ability of the Shanks and Ben Beckman and this Crocodile and Dad's Bones to remove all of the bind on your team with sockets active as well. So that is a really nice strategy that you can adopt. We're going to go ahead and use the Shanks and Ben Beckman special here to give us the color affinity and the chain lock. And then because we've got Luffy and Law, we can use their switch ability to just give themselves a guaranteed matching slot and a 2x attack boost. You definitely don't need Luffy and Law in this team. He just helps us get even more damage output than we really need. You could say we just one-tapped, obviously, that's fine. Like, this team is going to work for a long time, especially on Battle Rush. This team can do way over 10 million damage with Luffy and Law on it. Without Luffy and Law, you can still do, like, way over 5 million damage. So it's not really a big problem with Shanks and Ben Beckman against Stussy. But now that all being said, we're going to finally make our way to Rob Lucci, and Rob Lucci is a very annoying boss. He just does a lot of stupid things. Something that I didn't report actually in my preparation video is that there is a secret stage on the Rob Lucci boss, which is a Shirahoshi mini boss, and she's actually pretty useful because you'll encounter her on stage 5. When you deal with that stage, you get given a full board of rainbow orbs, which is good for stage 6 because then you won't get negative or block slots, which is really good. So we are going to be adopting the, what's his name? Neptune. We're going to use Neptune as our friend captain, of course, because he gives a little bit more points. And we're using Sabo and Koala captains with obviously Neptune on our own team. We've got Karasu, we've got Bello Betty, and we also have Kuma. If you have St. Mjolsgard, definitely replace Kuma on this team. Or if you have a St. Mjolsgard friend captain, you can replace Kuma. That's not a problem. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it and see you guys at stage 6. Okay, so I just cleared stage 5. We're making to stage 6 where we have mini boss Rob Lucci. So he changes into a Dex unit, which is interesting. He also will slot bind your top row, which is good. We have Sabo and Koala with full rainbows, so we can get rid of the slot bind. You can see that all of our slots will either be block or they'll be negative. So if you have the treasure map Nami, you can use her special ability here to change every single orb into matching, which is good. You can see we get blinded for 3 turns, which is not fun, while he also has a perfect barrier. So in this situation, if you have Nami, I think Nami actually removes blindness. I think she does. But we've got the Zunisha ship, which will enable us to hit perfect a little bit easier. We're going to take this first turn just to get rid of the orbs that we currently have. We don't want these negative orbs. And in the turn after, we can go ahead and use the switch ability of Sabo and Koala to guarantee us a matching slot on the Sabo character. And he also gives color affinity, which helps out a lot. So with this stage now, let's go ahead and clear it. 1 perfect, 2 perfect, 3 perfect. So yeah, the Zunisha ship very much helpful here on this stage. and then Sabo does a lot of damage there. So even with the Neptune friend captain, we're able to do a pretty decent amount of damage there on stage 6. Eventually, I'll have to switch it up and run double Sabo and Koala because Neptune can only carry you so far. So now on the final boss stage, you can see we get Despaired for 2 turns. Their switch effect will actually remove that. You can see we also get Special Binded. So this is why we've got Karasu. If you don't have Karasu, 5+ Robin is going to be a pretty good option there instead. So he will go ahead and remove the Special Bind on our team. We're going to go ahead and use one of the Neptune specials, which will lock our orbs as well as shuffle them to either Strength or Psi. So by doing that, when we have a Psi orb, that will be kept because we're going to go ahead and use the Bello Betty special to shuffle our orbs around again. Gives us a really high chance of beneficial slots. That's the first time, and out of all the runs I've done on Treasure Map, that's the first time I haven't gotten a full board of orbs with Bello Betty special. So that's very, very unlucky. Either way, we're going to use the switch ability of Sabo and Koala, and we will actually go ahead and use their special here. So this will give him a massive boost for this turn, but remember that Lucci does revive, so he will come back, of course, and he's going to be quite annoying on his revive as well. So let's go ahead and take him down. Pretty simply there. So on his revive, he will make it so that you can only use 2 specials per turn, and also he revives with a 3-turn Rainbow Shield % damage reduction. So this is why we've got Kuma on our team, and of course with the Zunisha ship, that's going to be counted as beneficial, and also Bello Betty as a sub makes recovery in tandem beneficial. So overall, just makes it a lot easier. So now that we've got all of these boosts, let's go ahead and take him down for the second time. Boom. Boom. Boom, and boom, and boom. So, like, this team is getting very, very close to not working anymore. So, yeah, it's going to be not too much longer before I'll have to run double Sabo and Koala. Miss out on a bit of points, but not really a big deal. But there we go. That's the full rundown of the teams that I've been using so far in the treasure map. As I said, I will be switching that team up to run double Sabo and Koala. Probably will be doing that very, very, very soon. And you know, the Kuzan team is one of the best teams that I've seen so far to take down Fujitora without Sabo and Koala. So definitely adopt that strategy if you guys haven't, you know, or you're having a bit of struggles with Fuji. Definitely run that sort of team. Works very, very well. But overall, that's it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the breakdown of the new treasure map. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.